Welcome to Someone Asked. This is a weekly conversation with the Circle of Hope pastors, and each week we try to address a frequently asked question. This week it's, will God help me with my depression and anxiety? Ben, you want to take it away first?
Yeah, I think this question is so frequently asked because depression and anxiety are so frequently experienced. So I want to start there just by acknowledging the difficulty of that season of your life, or maybe it's been your whole life. So will God help you in this? I think most people that seek after God in those moments will probably say yes and no, which is kind of what I always say on this video cast. But I would say that God has helped people in lots of different ways. And then sometimes it feels like you want the help and God doesn't give it to you. So I think it's more about prayer and having a life with God in suffering than, I don't know, an easy answer. But we might have some better, sort of more concrete answers than that. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I think the answer is totally yes, for a lot of reasons. People have been depressed and anxious forever, and God has been with them. I mean, you can read the Psalms and see evidence of that all over the place. You can see Jesus and his suffering, even the way the prophets describe him, and God is with him too. And I think, just for starters, a little bit of empathy, connection, knowing that God suffered too, Jesus suffered too, and felt these same things, is comforting for people. There's a whole slew of other opportunities for healing. But at least for starters, I think God can help you because his Son has been there too.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say no, and then leave it at that. I'm just kidding. It's a blank.
Yeah, you're also totally black, so it goes along with that.
You don't got my video? All right. Well, even if I'm speaking from the blackness, I say no, because I think a lot of people asking that question are looking for, if I pray the right prayer, will God take my suffering away? Will my anxiety go away? Will the depression lift? And I wouldn't bank on that. So that's what I mean by no. I think if you're looking for a results-oriented sort of faith that works in the rules of logic and mathematics, it's going to be really hard. And part of the spirituality John is describing is, being met by Jesus in your depression or in your anxiety. And I've experienced both, and can just say, similar to what he said, that Jesus comes and saves us in the midst of that stuff and experiences that stuff with us.
But you've prayed and actually gotten a result, right? I mean, all of you.
Yes, absolutely. And I love that this question comes up so much, even from leaders on the microphone in meetings. This Sunday in our meeting at South Broad, the worship, my friend who was leading worship said that he feels depressed sometimes and God meets him, or he experiences depression, and he's learned to allow Jesus to meet him in that. And I had a moment of gratitude for being the kind of church where we can talk about that openly, and we can admit it, and we don't have to pretend that all of our feelings are positive or something, and we can acknowledge even as leaders that you don't have to be completely healed, whatever that is, to be a fulfilled Christian and to give the gifts that you have. And I think we have resources too to help one another to deal with this. I'm thinking specifically of circle counseling, because I think it's helpful to talk to somebody to get some insight into the source. And may not take it away, like you're saying, Joshua, but we can learn about where it's coming from and how to allow God to meet us there and continue to work with us.
Well said. I think some of the other good resources are like your cell, and letting people in on the process. I experienced depression more than anxiety, but making friends with it and is part of the way to learn what you need to learn to be able to move out of it. Is something that it doesn't feel great all the time, but it can be a good process.
I love that every time you talk, you're coming out of the darkness, because it speaks exactly to the theology and the kind of the culture that we're trying to create. And what Rachel was saying about that space of vulnerability that our church is, and we've designed it to be, it doesn't get that way because we did a good job designing it, or we loved hard enough to create that safety of vulnerability. It's a miracle. That's God, saving us from our anxiety and our depression by the community, by the people of faith that provide that safe place for people to be Christians and to be real. And that is the healing process as well. So, what you get when you go to circle counseling is that same sort of deep love, safe place. And the counselors, they're all doing it with faith too. The circle counseling, you get more than just really good psychotherapy as a craft. You also get the person's heart connected to Jesus, and I think that makes a big difference in all of the different scenarios.
Well said, Ben. Johnny, do you want to wrap us up? We're almost out of time here.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't discount the basic spiritual disciplines and how they help all of us come through anxiety and depression. Prayer, worship, meditation, solitude. You can extend it to physical things like exercise, good eating, like we're talking about circle counseling, good psychotherapy, spiritual formation, spiritual direction. You're participating in your cell. Some of us even have a chemical problem and need psychiatry, need medication. So all of this, I think, is God helping us. If we get really prescriptive about how he should work, we might be disappointed. But if we realize how he's working in the whole world through all good things, I think that you'll clearly see how God can and will help you through your anxiety and depression.
Wonderful. Thanks for being with us. Tune in next week. You can share this post from YouTube, on Facebook, or email, however you can share it. We hope you tune in again. Bye.